Let's talk about sister wives and the one big house. And I've seen many people say that, the downfall of the family is when the wives, especially Christine, refused the one big house because a polygamous family should be under one roof. There's a lot of reasons I don't follow that. But one of the things I wanted to bring up as I was thinking about it was the fact that if he had introduced this house, say season 1 or season 2, so that they want to leave Utah, he comes up with the one big house. They still have, at that point, all of their kids at home, with only a few of them being ready to leave. It might have been a good idea. Now, there's a lot of logistical problems. It's unlikely that this particular house would have been approved for Flagstaff, but let's say that they were someplace and it was a little bit different. That would make a lot of sense. He was still in a functioning marriage, more or less. What they were telling us it was 4 functional relationships. And so that would make sense. But when he introduced it, he hadn't even referred to Mary as his wife for years. The catfishing thing had already happened. They convinced her to move, but he was not spending time at her house, none of that. And I feel like no one talks about the fact that he put her in a unit. And to be clear, I don't think Mary or Robin would have actually gone for it, but Christine was so loud that no one had to actually disagree because Christine was saying no. It was also the fact that he was building this enormous house with tons of bedrooms for kids that would be leaving. Technically, Dayton was already in college at this point. Aurora was right behind him. Gabe and Garrison were right behind him. Gwen, and then within a few years, Isabel, Savannah, you would get this enormous house, custom build it as the kids are leaving within a year or two. It would have taken them, by the time that they actually were able to build it, they would have bedrooms for kids who weren't even there anymore. So I think there's no way that the one big house made any sense in season, I don't know, what was it, 15, 14? Now season 2 would have been a different thing, but they were no longer a season 2 family. Mary never would have moved out of her enormous rental into a little shack, a little apartment building to be around a husband who doesn't want to be around her. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And I feel like Christine was the only one speaking sense. Now she was mostly talking about her situation, but the things that they didn't mention wrong with this house, I could go on for a whole video. Well, I did go on for a whole video. I could go on for even longer video of all the problems with the one big house.